Have you ever thought, I want to make passive income, but I have no idea where to start or if I'm even capable of it? The answer is yes, you are capable. And in this video, I'll give you 9.5 passive income ideas that anyone can start today. I've searched through hundreds of ideas, and this is my list of my favorite, meaning they still work today and they can pay a lot of money. And if you want some proof that I know what I'm talking about, I make over $100,000 of passive income per month right now from ideas like these. Let's get started. So our first passive income idea is buying and selling domain names. You might be wondering, how exactly is this passive? But don't worry, I'll be showing you guys in just a second how to do it. Anyways, when it comes to buying and selling domain names, I'll say that this is super lucrative. There's a lot of room to make money with this, especially right now. There's so many businesses right now that are popping up and so many businesses that are switching to online. And one of the very first things that they have to do is actually create a website, right? And that does require a domain name. A business's domain name is the first thing that people see on their website. So it's actually super important, and businesses and entrepreneurs are willing to pay a lot for the right domain. And you might be thinking, domain names, they sound like they cost a lot of money. But the truth is, if you use a platform like Namecheap, most .com or .co or .io domains that aren't taken will be anywhere from $7 to $12 per year. If you can get really creative and think which domain names are going to be popular in the next few years, lock down those domain names, hold them. At some point, hopefully someone will want that domain. When that happens, of course, they're gonna be willing to pay a lot more than $7 to $12. And that's basically where you make your profit. Some things you guys can do to increase the value of the domain is actually create logos and bundle them together, right? You can use something like Canva to help you create really easy to make logos. And then when you're selling the domain, actually offer that as part of the package. In terms of where you can actually sell these domains, there are various platforms, or you can actually just make a website with that domain. And that website's basically going to say, hey, this domain is for sale. You guys can contact us if you want to actually buy it. If you don't want to do that, there are tons of platforms out there like Dan.com, which is basically like a domain buying and selling marketplace. Now, to make this more passive, basically what you'll want to do is you'll want to hire a team of VAs to do a lot of research and find domain names that are good. Automate the whole research and buying process, and then you're going to want to actually coordinate with a logo maker on Fiverr. To manage all this, you guys can actually get a VA. It's very affordable if you hire someone from out of the country. And basically, there are a lot of processes that you guys can create that make this a relatively passive income source. If you find the right domain, lock it in, and at some point someone else wants to buy it, you can easily charge between, let's say, $3 to $50 to even $100,000 or more. I know this because I've actually bought domains from resellers, and yeah, there is a lot of money to be made. I'll end this one with 3 different tips for buying and selling domain names. One is you'll want to check the strength of keywords with Google Trends. Research the market and find what domains competitors are using in their industry. And if you know people who could benefit from the domain name, don't wait for them to actually come to you. Reach out to them and ask if they're interested. Overall, if you can buy popular .com, .co, or .io domains, finding the right buyer for these can make you a lot of money. Our next passive income idea is making a highly niched YouTube channel that makes money from affiliates. For example, you could start a YouTube channel that only talks about bodybuilding supplements. Bodybuilding.com is paying 6.5% per sale through their affiliate marketing program. This means that if you make videos about a particular bodybuilding supplement, people watch that video, get some value from it, and then click on that link, you get 6.5% of whatever they buy, which can actually add up to a lot with supplements like this. So essentially, we are combining YouTube with affiliate marketing, and this can be super lucrative with most affiliate programs offering commissions of between 5 to 30%. So yeah, I'm basically a living example of someone that's made a lot of money from affiliate marketing. And trust me when I say this, there is so much potential with this income idea. There are so many niches on YouTube that haven't really been done yet, and there's so many that are actually really strong for affiliates. What I recommend doing is start with some type of channel that reviews things. Reviews are great because people that watch your videos are probably on the verge of buying them. And if you really like a product and you make a review of it and someone actually watches it, they'll likely click on that link in your video and actually make the purchase. Another great YouTube channel idea is making a niche interest channel. There's probably millions and millions of different niches. Not many people have done this. So I really do think that there's so much opportunity with these YouTube channels. You'll want to create evergreen searchable content, which is content that will rank in the search results when people actually search something. As you guys probably know, YouTube is the 2nd largest search engine in the world. And this is great because it means that the content is going to get views for months or even years years after you post it. Super passive. You make the video once, you set up the affiliates once, and from those videos, they should be able to generate passive income for a very long time. Okay, so this next passive income idea is going to be a book publishing business, specifically creating low/no content books on Bookbolt. There are tons of ways you can actually start a book publishing business, but this platform is super cool because you don't even need to write a single word. The way it works is through Amazon's KDP, also known as Kindle Direct Publishing, which are basically print-on-demand books that are sold through Amazon. It's free to sign up for Amazon KDP, and Bookbolt has a ton of templates for you to actually create journals, diaries, and book covers where the customer writes in the book instead of, you actually writing the content. Plus, with Amazon, you don't have to pay for inventory costs, shipping costs, or deal with customer service. You receive royalties on every single sale and have access to Amazon's dominant marketplace, which controls over 83% of the ebook sales on the market. This is definitely a super underrated side hustle with very low competition. And if you're already doing print on demand with other platforms like Merch by Amazon, Bookbolt can actually help you add an extra $1,000 to $5,000 per month to your business. I'll be leaving a link down below in the description if you guys want to know more about how to get started. Next up is Airbnb arbitrage. So this is basically when you rent properties to sublet them on Airbnb. This allows you to earn passive income through Airbnb without taking on the risk of buying properties. Especially with interest rates being so high right now, it really is hard to cash flow when you are buying properties. Instead, you can just rent from a landlord, convince them to actually allow you to put the property on Airbnb, and whatever the difference is between the amount of money coming in minus the rent you're paying, that is going to be your profit. So yes, this does require time and energy at the start, but afterwards it can be really passive and lucrative with the potential to make 2 to 3 times more than the cost of the rent. And if you set up the right systems in place, it's very passive. I highly recommend checking out Mr. 4-8 and Jorge Contreras. Both of these guys are my friends and they absolutely crush it with their own Airbnb arbitrage businesses. Yes, many people think that the Airbnb market is saturated nowadays, but it is still very profitable with the right strategies in place. If you can build unique stays, aka Airbnbs that are way different than all the other competition, then well, you're not really competing with other people, your Airbnb is not really considered a commodity, and you can still charge a good amount of money per night. Now, the first thing that I would do is I'd learn about Airbnb arbitrage. Gather maybe $5,000 to $10,000 for startup costs, and then go find landlords that are leasing out properties and try to convince them to allow you to actually rent out their properties on short-term rental websites. After that, you'll sign the lease, you'll get all the furniture, and then you'll start building out your processes to make this a more passive business. With the right team and cleaners in place, a lot of this can actually be automated and you don't need to do any of it. Keep repeating this with more and more properties, and this can easily replace your 9-to-5 income. Overall, this is a pretty cool type of business, but I will say it is a bit more risky than a lot of the other ideas on this list. The next passive income idea we're talking about today is a translation agency. I really like this because this is more of a service-based business, meaning you don't have super high startup costs, and you can basically do this from wherever you want, meaning you have time freedom as well as location freedom. I personally think that there is so much opportunity right now translating social media to different languages. This includes both doing voiceovers as well as doing subtitles. If I were to do a translation agency right now, this is exactly what I would do. I would basically reach out to different entrepreneurs and content creators and offer to actually translate their content into different languages. This way they can actually create new channels with different languages and reach entirely different populations of people. Especially with faceless channels, you're not really talking to the camera, it's all voiceover. So this is literally the perfect type of channel for a translation agency. All you have to do is find these channels, reach out to them, and then redo the voiceovers on all of their videos. These creators make a lot of money, and they're definitely gonna be willing to spend money on this. Now, the reason why this is passive is because if you build out the right team of VAs and translators, a lot of the stuff can be automated. As long as you have the right people translating, researching, and coordinating with clients, then a lot of the busy work is going to be taken care of for you. If you don't want to get to the content creation space, you can go the more traditional route where you hire freelancers that are specialized in different fields and then reach out to different businesses in those respective industries. I really do think though that there's so much potential with social media, and if you have access to people that know different languages, this is going to be an absolute game-changing business idea. Okay, our next passive income idea is going to be investing in dividend stocks. Of course, this is not going to be the highest returning passive income idea on this list, but in the long run, it can be actually super lucrative if you take advantage of compound interest. The average dividend yield on the S&P 500 index companies are between 2 to 5%, meaning if you invest $10,000, you'd be making anywhere between $200 $300 to $500 per year in dividend income, not to mention any possible capital appreciation. When you take dividend income, capital appreciation, and reinvesting into account, the power of compound interest really starts to show. Invest as early as possible because in the span of 60 years, investing 1 year earlier can make a huge difference in the amount of money you end up with. Let's say you build up a dividend portfolio of $1 million invested, and the average dividend in your portfolio is, let's say, 4%. This means you basically get $40,000 per year in completely passive income from dividends. That, you guys, is enough to live off of in many different countries. Even if you don't have $1 million, that's totally fine. A lot of people utilize dividend stocks as a way to diversify their portfolio. Especially right now during the recession, a lot of people are actually choosing dividend stocks because they are a little bit safer and more consistent with their income. Of course, if you don't need that cash flow, you can just invest in S&P 500 index funds, which average about 8 to 10% per year. And yeah, that's a great idea if you don't need to actually cash flow from dividends. Anyways, if you guys want to get some free stocks, I'll be leaving links down to Webull and Moomoo. They're giving out so many free stocks right now, and I highly recommend that you guys take advantage of these promotions. Overall, a pretty solid way to get a pretty steady 3 to, let's say, 7% in dividends per year. It won't make you rich, but it is passive income. Okay, so our next passive income idea is creating an Instagram page that is super niche. For example, a page that only posts entrepreneurship quotes. Instagram is one of the fastest growing platforms with a consistent level of interest online for the past 5 years. There is a lot of money in Instagram. I know because I have friends that run Instagram pages and they make a killing. And yeah, you can totally build out automations and processes, which makes this a more passive income source. For example, this is a very popular Instagram page called Passionate Income. They have 1 million followers and they post a lot of content about entrepreneurship. They put out multiple posts per day. And if you guys take a look at some of their content, you guys can see, for example, like this one, I'm almost 100% sure that this is sponsored. And it's likely that this person paid this page between, let's say, $3,000 to maybe $6,000 or $7,000 for this post. Basically what they do is they mix in these sponsored posts with more memes and stuff like that where they're not making money. But yeah, as long as you have a big following count, you can actually charge a lot of money, especially if you are in niches such as entrepreneurship. Here's another page called Mindset Therapy. They have 5.5 million followers. And yeah, as you guys look through the posts, you guys can see so many of these posts are extremely outsourceable. For example, this one, very, very easy for you to actually hire people to make this for you and write it out. And then you can see these sponsored posts are ones like this. In this case, a person named Stephanie actually, pays them to post her stuff on here with the call to action being, her Instagram page right here. And yes, she's selling some type of product. And I guarantee you guys, these people can pay a lot of money to have their posts on your page. I recommend starting out with finding memes for different industries and niches, posting those, and then starting to build an audience that way. What you can basically do is hire people to find material to post and even people to write these captions for you. Then you can have a VA actually run the Instagram page and post all these things. And yeah, it can be extremely passive. Attention on Instagram is extremely valuable. So if you're able to capture an audience's attention, companies that align with your niche will want to pay a lot of money to put their product in front of your audience. If you don't want to do that, you can actually monetize through selling your own products like courses or whatever else. And yeah, you can make a lot of money. And the best thing is you guys can do this from wherever you want. Next up is creating an automated YouTube Shorts channel. So YouTube Shorts hit 30 billion views per day earlier this year. And it's only going to continue growing as short form content becomes more and more popular. There's so much potential to make money with YouTube Shorts, with YouTube just announcing ad revenue for YouTube Shorts in 2023. To apply and be accepted, you basically just need 1,000 subscribers and 10 million Shorts views over the last 90 days. Now with these YouTube Shorts channels, there are tons of different short styles that you guys can do. You can go the aesthetic route, you guys can do tech and gadget reviews, you can do day in the life mini vlogs, you can do talking head videos, you can do interviews. Really all you need is a phone and CapCut, or you can go the more faceless route, which is much more passive, by hiring out scriptwriters, researchers, VAs, as well as editors to actually edit the videos for you. A YouTube Shorts channel is sort of like Instagram, meaning if you can get a lot of people to subscribe in a certain niche, companies are going to be willing to pay you a lot of money to post their stuff on your channel. Shorts can also help you grow on long form platforms. And yeah, one big reason why I love YouTube Shorts is because if you already make TikToks TikToks and Instagram Reels, you guys can actually just repost those onto YouTube Shorts. The more you repurpose, you guys, the better it is because the better ROI you're getting for your time. A lot of really successful people understand the concept of social equity, meaning if you guys can build up Instagram accounts, YouTube Shorts accounts, whatever platform it is, there is so much opportunity to monetize over the next decade, especially if you're looking for more passive income sources. Overall, a fantastic way to make passive income when done right. Okay, your next idea is going to be buying I bonds. This one's gonna be super short because it's pretty simple, but with interest rates being so high right now, the US Treasury actually has these Series I savings bonds that currently yield 6.89% APY. These are on bonds that are sold between November 2022 and April 2022. After that, the APY will change depending on how interest rates go. But yeah, this is basically a guaranteed way to make 6.89% on your money for the next 6 months. I will say that the max you guys can invest is $10,000 in this. And if you want to learn more about it, I actually have a full tutorial on this YouTube channel. We'll be linking that down below if you do want to check it out. But yeah, super passive. All you have to do is buy the I bonds. And yeah, that makes it one of the most passive income ideas on this list. And finally, our last passive income idea, which doesn't actually really count, which is why it's called 9.5 passive income ideas, not 10. But yeah, basically this is having a high APY savings account. Stats show that only 21% of adults with banks have a high yield savings account, meaning the rest are losing out on a ton of money. Yes, this is not much when you take into account the current inflation at about 7.7%, but it's still better than having it in the average savings account, which basically pays 0%. But it's still better than having it in the average savings account. Right now, the national average APY on savings accounts is just 0.21%, meaning if you kept $10,000 in the bank for 1 year, you'd end up making just $21.02. Most online banks right now have great rates between 2 to 3% or more, and even some business bank accounts have high APY interest rates like Amex. Overall, this is just a way to make a little bit more from your money instead of having it actually lose a ton of value through inflation. It's really just a baseline, and if you do have a considerable amount of money in your bank, but it's not making any money, then I highly recommend looking into some high interest savings accounts. Anyways, that's my list of passive income ideas that you guys can start today. I am super passionate about this topic because passive income has completely changed my life. It allows me to live the life that I want and disconnects making money from my own time. Everyone watching this video deserves to make passive income, and I just want to leave you guys with the message that there are so many cool ways you can generate passive income today. The internet really makes all this possible, and the biggest step that you guys can take is just to start today. Anyways, I hope this video inspired you to start building your passive income streams, and if you found the video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. I make a ton of content about personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. Anyways, thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.